Road racing is almost religion in Ireland, and the country has bred many of the sport's greatest legends. I may have ridden bikes for over 20 years, but I'd never made the Irish pilgrimage. This year's Northwest 200 races provided the perfect opportunity to set that record straight. Northern Ireland, just a short hop across the water from the UK mainland, is a biker's paradise, laced with excellent roads and steeped in racing history, which is exactly why we're here to check it out. With my mate David joining me for the crack, we set off from the ferry following our noses. A couple of hours of twisting and turning later, and we were in need of sustenance and found ourselves at what turned out to be one of the best fish and chip shops we'd ever eaten in. Seems we weren't the only two-wheeled customers they'd had.
Last August we had 200 or 300 bikers. They come off the Larne Ferry, they seem to call here en route to Portrush.
Over our cod and chips, we chewed the fat with some other riders over from England on their way to the races.
The roads are excellent, the scenery's excellent, and it's just fun to be on that bike out here.
It's definitely overlooked in my view for a holiday venue. It's got everything.
That water may be chilly, but if you're tough enough, there are some world-class waves out here.
If people are coming over to Northern Ireland on their bikes, they should try swapping their leathers for a wetsuit for an afternoon and come down and give surfing it a try.
It was a tempting offer, but with the races about to start, it would have to wait for another day. Road racing in Ireland is all about small towns and villages turning themselves into racetracks for the weekend. And the jewel in the Irish road racing crown is the Northwest 200. And the man everybody had their money on was the super experienced John McGuinness, one of the best road racers of his generation and the fastest rider ever around the Isle of Man TT course.
The Northwest 200 is a special race for me. You know, I've been coming, I think I've lost count. I think working it out, I think I've been coming 17 years, I never missed a year. Well, the bike I'm riding is the HM Plant Honda CBR 1000 Fireblade. It's in its third year of development. Not too far away from the Superbike spec. It's a bike I used at the TT as well last year, so it's got the wide pegs on, the big screen, it's got a big fuel tank on it, 24 litre fuel tank, and that's about it really. It's a sort of a basic package that works for us, you know, and it's the best hardware, the best tools for the job.
The road racing passion burns deep here, with many riders pouring everything they have into their racing.
I wouldn't complain about not having enough money for all those other things, you know, because we love motorbike racing, you want to go and race motorbikes and you find a way to do it.
John McGuinness knew his calling from a young age.
But when I watched it, it just blew me away. I just thought that's a bit of me one day, you know, I'm going to win one of them. And you know, here I am with 15 TT wins, and it's pretty bizarre really. I would have, if somebody had said you'd have won 15, I'd probably laughed at it and never believed it.
The sport isn't without its risks though.
I've lost count how many friends I've lost over the last 15, 20 years racing motorbikes, but we can't help it. It was just some sort of in the switch that seems to switch us off from it when the flag drops, you know. I mean, obviously I think about it.
But you can understand why they do it as soon as that flag drops. It's an incredible spectacle and one of the last truly gladiatorial sports going. When the racing's over, it's time to chill out, even for the likes of John McGuinness.
I think when I retire from racing, I'll come over on an old banger or something and have a cruise around the coast, because I think you know, it's a beautiful place. You know, went to Giant's Causeway with the family the other day, and I've been 17 times. I must have been there 10 times as well, but I never get bored of it. You know, just go down there and relax.
That was good enough recommendation for me, and I took the ride out to the causeway myself. But the heritage I was really here to see lay further inland, one of the true heartlands of road race legend, Armoy, home to the fabled Armoy Armada. Here's local racer Paul Robinson to explain a little more.
Well, the Armoy Armada was basically 4 riders. It was my father, Mervyn, Joey, Jim and Frank Kennedy. And they sort of became a wee group of their own, and they get a supporters club running called Armoy Armada, and they help to run the 4 riders.
The Northwest 200 races may be up in Portrush. The Joey Dunlop Memorial statue, along with his brother Robert's statue, might be in Ballymoney. But it's here in Armoy where you'll find the spiritual heart of Irish road racing. This sleepy little town, which is as quiet and as understated as Joey Dunlop was himself, is where he and the rest of those legendary riders, the Armoy Armada, learnt their road racing craft, which they then took on to the circuits around this country. All that was left now was the winding ride back to the ferry. It had been some road trip, and I felt like I'd come that bit closer to understanding Ireland's passion for road racing. I certainly won't be waiting another 20 years to come back.